One of the first jobs where I got a leadership role, I had a manager who was mentoring me, and I was getting ready to do a procedure. And he said, Sam, remember that the guys will follow your lead. So if you're nervous, or if you're negative, or if you're whatever you are, that is the tone that you are setting for the people that are behind you or following you or around you. And I've always been positive, and I wasn't doing anything wrong, but I was scared. My first big procedure, my first big responsibility, and that came off. And there was no way around that, but I pushed through it, and I tried to do things in order, and with a positive tone and respectful tone. And respect and positivity will help you overcome being scared, fear, failure, fault, even doing something wrong. Positivity and fairness and respect will take you far. And anytime you do something for the first time, you screw up, and you're scared, and people could tell, but you're a rookie, or you just, you have a bad day maybe, and you have to fight through that. You have to go through that. You have to go through that hell. You have to go through that. They call it fire under baptized under fire or something like that, right? Like when you just got to go through that to get the experience and to get better. You got to mess up, or you got to not do great. And that happened a few times, and it always happens at different cycles of your life and different scenarios, whether at work or in your personal life. When you do something for the first time, or you're intimidated by something, or you're scared. And why do I want to share that with you? Well, there's moments that stick out in my mind, and one of the moments was even though I think my manager knew I was going to mess up, or not mess up, but be scared, he still planted that seed. Remember, share something with someone. It doesn't mean that they're going to get it right away, but he just planted the seed that you set the tone for how people are going to react around you. And there's no greater tone than being overall positive, overall respectful, and overall fair. If you set that tone, overall, your life will be as best it could be. If you don't set that tone, if you're negative, if you're disrespectful, and if you're unfair, your life will be more suffering than it needs. And that has to be a daily reminder, because we all get seduced into negativity, into spitefulness, into, you have to renew your mind daily. You have to remember things daily. You have to repeat things. You have to focus on these things, or else you'll forget, or else you'll drift into undiscipline. As I get older and older in life, I try to always say to myself, Sam, stay positive, stay positive. And I also say to myself, there's moments like where someone says something to me, and I want to say something smart back to them, but I say, let it be, or just walk away. Not all the time, okay? And I try to figure out what I'm doing. I try to figure out when I'm failing and how I can separate myself from that failure or improve upon it. Because we all have certain tolerance and certain capacity for certain things. And it's not wise to put yourself in a scenario where you're just not good at something, because, those negative things reoccur, so boundaries is what I'm talking when I say put yourself in the right position, because, not everyone has certain abilities to deal with certain aggravations, but we all have to deal with some. And that's what I want to share with you, the lesson that my manager shared with me years ago, and we all know it. I knew it, but I needed to hear it. Was that, remember, when you're dealing with your loan officer, you set the tone. Remember, when you're dealing with your client, you set the tone. Remember, when you're dealing with someone at the gym, you set the tone. Even if they say something that you don't like, whatever, how you respond and how you handle yourself, you have to be very alert. There's a scripture that says the minute you're not alert is the minute basically you're going to get overcome. And because there's so many temptations to go down the wrong path, and it doesn't seem like a big deal But there's a couple words can lead to a couple things, and a couple things can dramatically change the direction of your life. And this is like, just walking into the store, anything. I mean, so try to remember how you respond is important. And even if you're wrong in sometimes what you say or what you do, if you're overall positive, if you're overall respectful, if you're overall fair, you'll figure it out. You'll avoid a lot of unnecessary suffering. But if you're the opposite, if you're disrespectful, unfair, and negative, there's going to be more suffering than there needs to be. And it's a reminder for all of us, okay? Not just you, for all of us, myself included. This is a reminder, okay? I hope this video helps. Peace.